start the recording. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of IDK Sports Podcast, your premium podcast talking sports with the average guys. My name is Anthony. Got my main man Kenny with me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We kind of different, kind of on a little remote thing going on. Technology, we can use it. It was hard though. Had to squint, had to find it. But
I can't look him in the eyes today when I know he start hating.
but we here. Don't forget you catch us anywhere you get your podcast at Apple, Spotify, YouTube, iHeart, Amazon, anywhere. All you got to do is what, Kenny?
Hit the button every time.
Hit the button, subscribe, follow, and see us every Monday on all your podcast platforms and YouTube at 5 p.m. every Monday. This is where you get your sports from sports talk with the average guy. I've been messing that up a lot lately, man. Probably time to check it.
Caught my dog during the work week.
Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? A little different vibe. You know, right now we're recording this now, so you're seeing this. You like it ain't Monday, it's definitely Saturday. We definitely dropping a little early pod for y'all because you know one of our partners, you know what I'm saying, had to get married or whatnot. But the show must go on.
Yeah, just had to jump the broom, didn't he, Ant?
Just had to get it done. You know what I'm saying? Be selfish too during football season. That's selfish. But anyway,
a good one too. A good football weekend.
Talk about it. We'll talk about it. So now, you know, so we couldn't get him to come in because you know he doing wedding planning and whatnot. You know, getting nervous, wet feet. I don't know what they call it. Doing a lot of things. But so we had to call in a sub for him. Since it was a big HBCU weekend, he kind of don't hurt his feelings. We're not going to talk too much about his team, but we're going to bring him up to talk all HBCU sports. We're bringing Pops back up to the stage. How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. What's up, guys? Y'all doing all right?
We're doing good. Man,
what's
to have Pops because you know when we talk HBCU football, you know what I'm saying? That's what he watched. That's him. That's his lane. He knows HBCU football. Proud Aggie alum. You know, everybody can't be a Spartan, but it's okay.
Yeah, don't want to be.
It is okay.
I get it. The line is long for Hampton too, Pops.
So you know, big but big like Kenny said, it was a big college weekend last weekend, especially in HBCU football. If you know the space, if people was there, you know that it was a lot of good games that got played. Some stories got told about some teams, some answers got answers, and some big questions arise from some teams. Team I want to start with, because if you looked on our IG page, I put my rankings out. We put the IDK Sports HBCU rankings out, and Kenny is happy about it. I got Hampton as the number one HBCU team out right now. I have that because you know they're 3-1. Played the gauntlet. They beat both rivals and all three rivals. I'm sorry, they beat all three of their rivals. Beat Howard again for the 10th year in a row, something like that.
Yep.
So
8 straight.
Beat the brakes off us. Beat Virginia Union. You know, if it wasn't for the slow start at Morgan State, Hampton could be undefeated. But you know, it was Hampton. I had them at the top right now. Pops, I know the Hampton's in the same conference with y'all in the CAA. I know you saw a little bit of Hampton. What do you agree with me? And what if you do? What do you like about him?
Yeah, I agree with you. If you're looking at the HBCU rankings, Hampton should be number one because they play, like I said, they're 3-1. They beat all three of their rivals. They seem to got everything going, especially the offense is really clicking. Their quarterback, Zealous, is playing really good. He's not making a lot of turnovers. They can run the ball behind a really good offensive line, and their defense is playing stout enough. So they should be number one. They're playing the best right now, most consistent, you know, coming out of their non-conference schedule. So the job for Hampton now would see if they can carry that momentum into the conference schedule, which I hope they do. I hope they can.
Yeah.
Until they play us, anyways. But I hope they can carry that on into the CAA because they're playing really consistent right now. If they can do that, I think they may have a good chance to have a pretty good CAA record.
Yeah. Kenny, as an alum, how does it feel? You know, Hampton up there, 3-1, best start in I think 5 years. They said.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time coming. That's for certain. That's for certain. Well, I mean, I think we started to recruit like we've been in the CAA now. I think it's to the point now where we had some bumps in the road to begin with. Getting adjusted to the new conference, but now the recruitment that recruiting class is starting to show that we playing a different set of ball now. So that, like Pop said, offense is moving, and that comes with a new leadership as well. So with that being the track moving forward, I think we're gonna start seeing this becoming, I don't want to say the norm because I don't want to be too optimistic and too biased, but I like where we're trending to. I like where we're trending to because it's been a long time since we've seen this kind of brand of football being brought to Hampton.
Yeah,
it's
probably
physical.
not since what's the man name that I'm losing it? Not since the man that won all them games went to FAMU.
Joe Taylor.
Since Joe Taylor was there, yeah.
Yeah.
This is probably the best I've seen Hampton look since he been there.
Yeah.
I like when Hampton has, they, like I said, they played us, ran the ball down our throat, ran the ball down Howard's throat. Started slow against Morgan, but came back against Morgan to only lose by 2 points and scored 28 points on Morgan. The most points have been scored on Morgan all year. Well, that's a top 10 FCS defense, stout defense. Even University of Ohio didn't even score 20 points on them.
That's true.
They beat them, what, 17-6?
20-9 or something like that. It was real low.
Like, I'm like that. I always like Zealous as an athlete, but if Zealous cannot turn the ball over, the sky's limit for Hampton. I think Hampton, I can see Hampton winning 6 games this year. They already got 3. They can win 6-7 games. You win 6-7 games, you're talking about, depending on how things shape, where you be at in the CAA. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, that's
what Hampton is. They got an interim coach. If he wins 6 games, it got to be his job, right? That's his job.
It should be. Yeah.
Well,
with that kind of turnover, late notice, with that type of the coach getting fired late and he keeping the team together and this good start, he may have got the job already. But if he win a couple more, he definitely have it.
3 of your rivals. That gets you beat Union, Norfolk, Howard. That gets you been beating Howard. You lost to Norfolk 3 years in a row, and you beat at Norfolk. You beat Union. That's a good resume for you coach.
And if you come down there to A&T's homecoming and beat us, even though they beat us the last year, but still, that's a good resume for somebody that came in late notice. I don't know if you will get a job because you don't know all the inner workings, what goes on behind the scenes, but he have a good shot.
His next test, right, is coming into, now you about to get into conference play. Well, here coming in this weekend is you got William & Mary, right? And they 3-1. And we just talk about offensive output. They can put some numbers on the board too. You know, they didn't drop the 40 ball on a team this season. 30, 40. So they are a high powered offense just as well. So you snatch a couple conference wins, I think it ain't far off to believe this is his job to keep.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. So moving right along, the next team I had, I'm just going to some of my power because some of the teams that they had some of the games in the highlight. I had Grambling, the G-Men, the old Grambling, 3-1, beating Jackson State, beat Texas A&M Commerce, lost to Louisiana Lafayette, I want to say, and they beat Edward Waters, or a Division II school. But to beat Jackson and Texas A&M Commerce going into the State Fair Classic against Prairie View, I like what I see from Grambling. I've watched some swag football. They come on a little later than the MEAC football. But Grambling, I like Miles Crawley. I like their defense. People don't say their defense, they win games just because of turnovers. But the past 2 games, their defense got 10 turnovers. That's not a coincidence. That's coaching.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, you got to say that's coaching, right?
Hey, they create the defense. Somebody creating them turnovers, so if they can keep on doing that 2 games in a row, you're starting to see a pattern. So Grambling. I'm glad Grambling is playing better because the SWAC is better when Grambling is good. So they got a pretty good quarterback, and and their defense is solid. They generating some offense. They got a chance to make some noise. I could easily see them winning the West. You can't go. It's still early. They hadn't got into the that part of the conference
Yeah,
matchups.
yeah.
But the way they're going now, I can see Hampton right now. They got to be the favorites to win the West.
In my eyes, they are. In my
Yeah,
eyes, they are. It's them and another team I like in Texas Southern is the two teams that I really like. Just because when I look at early in the season for HBCU football, I like to see how we compete against people on our level. And like us beating VMI, we were supposed to beat VMI. We still got some games against Sacred Heart and Townsend. When we play non-conference games on the FCS level, it's not like we almost won. The expectation is to win. And that's what Grambling did. They traveled down to Texas A&M Commerce and beat them. And then they did what they supposed to do against Jackson State. So that's why I had them as number 2, because they have a good non-conference win. And I just, like you said, the SWAC is better when Grambling, because Grambling's a brand. Everybody
yep,
knows Grambling.
yep. Graham
Right.
LeBron. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Kenny, you got anything to add? We'll move on.
I know. I covered it from A to Z.
Yeah, I got you. Number 3, I kept Fam at 3. They played Troy. They don't get to play this weekend because of the hurricane. They had to push their game back. But they played decent against Troy. But, it's an FBS opponent, more scholarships. 34-16 ain't bad. And plus, they beat 2 tough HBCUs as well. So, and in the Miami game, that was a money game. Nobody expected them to beat Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, for my money, Fam is still the class of the SWAC until proven different. I know they hadn't really played hadn't played a SWAC opponent yet, but they played 2 tough MEAC schools and beat both of them. The game could win either way, but it's always a good team that can come back and win a close game. So until I see something different happen to them, I still think FAMU is the odds-on favorite to win the SWAC championship and represent them in the Celebration Bowl again.
Yeah.
To me, they probably have the best quarterback in the SWAC, and if you got the best quarterback, that gives you an advantage.
Yeah,
And
they got talent on the offense. The only thing that scares you about Fam is they run defense is very suspect. And you
that's
play a
true.
team like Alabama State or even Jackson that can run the football. They can't throw, but they can run the football. Sometimes, if the offense ain't on, and it's hard to be somebody when they run for 300 yards.
Yeah, and that's true. That's the one glaring point. They hadn't been able to stop the run that much against MEAC competition.
Yeah, that's
We ain't seen them yet against SWAC. It's not people like that. I think MEAC competition is better than the SWAC, especially in that run game thing. Because let's keep it a buck. Most of the teams besides Jackson and Alabama State and the SWAC like to throw the ball around the yard.
Yeah.
And I don't think they can beat Fam that way.
Mm.
You should run the ball if they're gonna have a chance, but I don't think they got enough. Most of them don't have enough discipline. I really hadn't seen Texas Southern yet. I heard a lot. I like Texas Southern, especially they thought they wasn't gonna do nothing. But it's gonna be if you can run the ball on them, but it's gonna be hard. And you got to see how somebody in the SWAC does, because you really can't compare that to the running games that the MEAC teams do, because that's the MEAC's brand, to run the ball.
Yeah.
I think it's just too early. Well, it's still very early in the season, and just judging where fam is at right now, let's just looking at it on paper, they still got 2 FCS wins. Not a lot of teams can really say that, even this early in the season. So just giving that on face value, again, those teams that kind of pick up steam as they roll, and you start rolling into the SWAC, it's like, okay, they got enough to keep them there in that top 4 or 5 power ranker right now. And you still got to see Fam. Once all is said and done, you still got to go see him.
Yeah, you got to beat them. Yep,
they got to be the champion. Whether people like it or not, they still the former champion. So the last one in the power rankings, and I'm gonna move on to some matchups, is a team that brought the pain this week. They really brought it, boy. They brought the pain.
Yeah, they
And
did.
but before I got North Carolina Central in the power rankings, and
Yeah, yeah. You got to have them in there. And hey, the way they played against us, they looked like they were all world. Yeah, they looked like they was all world. Looked like they were playing. You thinking about a Power Four against a Division III team? That's what it looked like. So
that
I can't hate on the school up the street. I can't really hate on them. I can't really hate on them like that. I do hate them, but it's
Good,
hard. They kicked
good.
our butt. I can't take that away from them, and that's a whole nother subject. That's another our part in the butt whipping is a whole nother subject. That's other.
before we get to y'all part of it, because we're gonna talk a little bit about A&T. This
Mhm.
Central, first Central is the team. It's a mystery to me. Like we play Central this week, in the Circle City Classic. Um, Walker Harris knows the system, and he looked great against y'all. Didn't look that great against Alabama State though. The defense looked pretty good at times against Alabama State, but didn't Alabama State come back when they knew all Alabama State could do was run the football? So it's kind of like I want to say Central is a good team, but I don't know, like because Alabama State ran the ball on them heavy, and they about to play us, and that's that's what we do. If we can run the football, we're gonna run the football. So I don't know if their defense is as stout as it was last year, but I do think they have. I like their running back. I think his last name is Taylor. Can't
Yeah,
think of
Taylor. Yeah. Mhm.
and when Walker Harris, when they got him in rhythm, I think he's really good. But I don't know. It seems like they're a mix of a young team, but one thing that Trey gonna have them doing, and Trey Oliver gonna have them playing hard. They always play hard, but they are
Yeah.
still a young team though. They're not like they don't have a lot of guys that played a ton of football. They still got a young football team. A lot of their best guys graduated. So Central's
Yeah.
kind of like the team that I don't. It's like a wait and see how good they're gonna be. But they was really good last week.
Yeah. Because to
For sure.
me, if you're being fair about their whole season, they've been kind of like roller coaster. Like they played okay against Alabama State. They let Alabama State come back. They played Elon. Elon blew them out. Just ran all up and down the field on them. It's
Yeah.
okay. Then they turned around and played us. They just blew us out the field. Wasn't no game. So you don't know. You got to wait and see
Played really good
where's the
against
real.
Carolina too. Don't forget they
Yeah.
cheated on them in
Yeah.
Carolina.
Yeah, they cheated on. They played good at Carolina. I forgot about that game. So we don't really know which team is the real Central team. It's someplace in between all of them games. So that's why I'm thinking the game y'all having with them this week. That's a really big, important conference game early in the season.
Yeah.
That's a big for both teams. That's gonna be a big game. Whoever can win that game gonna be looking really good coming in the conference, in the MEAC conference. So
Yeah,
that's a big game this weekend.
yeah.
I I mean, it's not much to say after 66 points. I hate to say it, pops. There's not really much to
No,
say.
ain't nothing much to say. Ain't nothing you say about that. You don't even need to watch that tape.
But they still look like the class of the me. Again, I can receive everything that's been said by pops. I can receive it. They have been up and down, but we'll be able to sell who we can be able to see who's the real Slim Shady come 3 p.m. this Saturday against Norfolk State, because all that back and forth, this is where you put that consistency together. We meet in that midpoint juncture where where that cream will start to rise to the top.
Well, there ain't nothing rising this Saturday. They like take it down the road. There
We'll see how much y'all be holding this Saturday. We'll see.
Yeah.
We had a bad game. I'll give it the Hampton game. Y'all got us. Y'all killed us. I can't even say that's a whole nother. We ain't talking about that no more. Anyway, so I want to talk about the A&T thing, but in the scope of the A&T thing, since I got you on here, Pops, and we talked about it before. I think people that's never been in the HBCU space, right? Or people that's just coming, because we got a lot of, and I'm gonna say we got a lot of Dion leftovers that don't know really what this means. I think people don't understand what the Aggie Eagle Classic is, what the Battle of the Bay is, what the Magic City Classic is, what the Florida Classic is. Like, I don't think people understand how HU. I don't think people understand how big those games are and what they mean for alumni, players, and coaches. This is like, I know some schools say they have rivalries, but like when I say the Magic City Classic, Connell was never in the hot seat until he started losing the Magic City Classic to Eddie Robinson in Alabama State. He
That's
was
correct.
always doing 6-5.
Yep.
And everybody was fine with it. He done lost 3 Magic City Classics. And they like,
Yeah. That's
You know?
that's the way it goes. If you're gonna be like with some of these rivalries, I can speak on a lot of them. Just like like the Magic City Classic. If you say you take that, if you lose that game, it's late. You got to win about all the rest of them to satisfy them, satisfied about it. Just like the Aggie Eagle. Now, Coach done lost this 2 years in a row. Hey, you lost, but you lost 66-24. People thinking about people won't fire you. This game can get you fired.
Yeah.
He got a 6-year contract, got a $1.3 million buyout. People say, well, no, they can't afford it. They will come up with that money to let him go. That's how serious this is. So now he got to this point, he lost 66-24. You done lost all your credibility, all your goodwill gone. Coach, I'm just keeping it real.
But tell them they don't even know Broadway, because most people don't even know Broadway. He won championships, and Aggies looking at him crazy because he lost to Central.
Yeah, because he won. That's right. The year he won his first Celebration Bowl, he lost to Central, and people still looked at him crazy, going 9-2 and 10-1 because he lost to Central. So that's how serious that is. So if if you win in one game a year and you losing to Central and getting beat 66-24, you really, really need to win these next 4 fights that make people feel better about you. Now, I ain't gonna say the man gonna lose his job, and I don't want nobody to lose their job. But when you get beat like that, like we got beat, and like you didn't even compete, and like you didn't even try to do nothing, you didn't have the guys even prepared, that don't look good. And people around here saying, well, he got a guaranteed contract. Well, all contracts the men sign is guaranteed. I don't know what to buy. If it's buy is what it is. But if they feel like we're not moving in the right direction and we get blowed out next week and we have a bad showing against Hampton at homecoming, I don't see how he make it. I don't see. Now I could be wrong because I ain't no big money donor or nothing like that, but I don't see how he make it.
Yeah, some rivalries just like they're really just that big. They can win. Like we just talked about the Hampton guy. You know, one of his rivalries, he might can win him a job. You can win a job beating your rival. These rivalries are so big that, like the Battle of the Bay, can get you fired for losing that game too many times. Bethune fired a couple of FAMU coaches for beating them 10 years in a row. That man kept his job. And that Sims guy kept his job just because he beat FAMU 10 years in a row.
Yeah, he beat that many times. He kept it. The season wasn't that good, but they maybe won 3 games, but they beat FAMU at the end of the season. So that's all the people care about. And that's how this rivalry is. Like the guy at Hampton. Him winning the Battle of the Bay and then winning the 8 and keep on winning and won the HU, who's the best HU. Hey, that goes a long way to him keeping his job. He can win that job. He could have that job because of them 2 games. He beat Union, but that's big too. But beating Norfolk and beating Howard, that'll get you a job. And I hate to say it, and it's not just football. That's in all sports.
Yeah, basketball, all that.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly where I was about to go.
That's in all sports. That's in all sports.
When you go back as an alum and you may not keep in touch with every game of the season, but you can bet your bottom that the one game or the 1 or 2 games that alum is going to ask about is, hey, did we beat Norfolk this year?
Yep.
Did we beat HU this year? We ain't asking about South Carolina State. We ain't asking about those other games on the schedule. Did you beat these guys?
Exactly. So, that's what they care about. So if you can do that, whether we play in tennis, basketball, soccer, I don't care what sport, if you can do that, you can keep your job.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, I think that some people, if you're not in this space, I don't think they understand the team. Your team can be sorry and one team could be a juggernaut right now. That team that's sorry fans still expect you to beat that rivalry. If Alabama State's sorry and Alabama A&M is really, really good, they don't think, oh, we ain't that good this year. Now I want to hear that. You need to beat them. You need to win. This is the game you need to win. If you win one, you better win this one.
That's right. That's right. If you win any game, you better win that one. And that's what makes it. And that's what makes them so fierce. They don't care nothing about it. They ain't got nothing to do with record. That's why you're supposed to throw them records. Most of the games be tied games usually because you're supposed to throw that record book out the door because it don't mean nothing because that's how big a rivalry it is. That's the game. A lot of those guys come to the school to play in.
Yep. That's really that's a big thing. So let's well, speaking of rivalries, we talk about some of the next week matchups because it is some big.
Right.
And you're on mute.
Yeah, there you go.
Now?
You good. Yeah, you good.
Yeah,
you good.
All right. So I don't know what happened. I think I hit something. Got some games coming up this week, and I guess then we can start with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all had a rough week against Central, but it don't get no easier. Home opener down in Orangeburg against another rival that y'all haven't lost to in 9 years.
Yeah.
South Carolina State.
Yeah, 9. Yeah, we ain't lost them in 9 tries. We ain't put them in, but lost them guys 9. That's 9 games. Yeah, that's a big game. And I'm gonna be at the game, and I hope we win. But the main part is I hope we compete. We got to compete. It can't. If we have another get beat, they beat us by 3 touchdowns, something like that, and it don't look good. It's gonna be rough. You think it's hot in Greensboro now? It's gonna be on fire if they get blowed out by soccer. If it get blowed out by South Carolina State, no, it won't be no great day. They ain't gonna want to hear nothing. Maybe a moving van outside the office. You can't get beat. We can't get blowed out down there. I expect the guys to go in and play hard. And if they love the coach, but it's not even about the coach. The players got to take responsibility. You got to say, forget this. Excuse me. We came to A&T. This is man on man thing. We ain't gonna get ourselves out here and look bad just because the coach. Sometimes you got this. Yeah. You got to take it on and say, "Hey, you got to beat that guy in front of you. You got to do it." Because the coach ain't out there on the field with you. So you just got to go out there and do it sometimes. So we're going to see how much heart the guys got, and it's going to show Saturday. So if you see the score is 40-7, it's not going to be it's not going to be a good day.
Yeah.
So hopefully we keep it competitive. I hope we win, but hope we can keep it competitive, even if we lose.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pick a one. I'm not gonna say, I always gonna want the Aggies to win, but we'll see.
Yeah, South Carolina State. It's tough because you basically playing a team that want to do the same thing the team that just beat you did. South Carolina State has probably one of the best offensive lines in FCS, and they like to run the football. Got a quarterback also that knows the system and has played a lot of football, maybe not on the FCS level, but showed he can play on this level. He can make the throws that need to be made. And the defense that's I'm kind of suspect on the run a little bit, but they play good enough. And Chennis Berry, one thing he can do is have them boys ready to play. They're going to be ready to play.
They're going to be ready, yeah. Yeah, we're going to match that intensity. If we don't match their intensity,
and
then we ain't got a shot. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You got to come out there ready because they're going to be sky high to the roof. They ain't beat us at 9 times. Those guys going to be pumped up the first home game, probably be a sellout, if not almost a sellout. Probably be a sellout. And them guys going to be all pumped up first time they get to play in front of their home fans. If you don't come out there and match that intensity, it's going to be a long day.
Because the rain supposed to be gone by then, right? It ain't going to be raining.
The weather should be good. Yeah, so right now, everybody's saying the weather should be good. So if you don't come out there and match their intensity, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah. And they just came off some home cooking too, because they just came off a whooping too from Georgia Southern.
Yeah,
so they ramped up ready to play too.
Yeah,
and they had a bye week.
And they had a bye week. So yeah, you're gonna have to be right. We coming off, our starting quarterback is probably not gonna play. But you gotta put the second string guy in there, and you better come and bring it. Might not have our starting running back. all that stuff don't mean nothing. You got to everybody on scholarship. You're getting on scholarship for a reason. You got to come out there and play because everybody not be as skilled as everybody else, but you can play hard, and that's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to play hard. If you don't play hard, them boys gonna tear you up. And if you like your coach, you might want to play hard. I'm just saying. Now, I don't know nothing, but I say if you like your coach, you might want to play hard.
Oh, yeah, that's a big game. 6:00, 6:00, right?
Yep.
6:00.
If you're not in Orangeburg on ESPN Plus, definitely, you know what I'm saying, you check me out Saturday. I still drop my games to watch. That's definitely one of the games to watch. Just to see how A&T bounce back against that team. We'll go into the next game I wanted to do. Norfolk State Central. It's the Circle City Classic, yes, but it's a MEAC conference game.
Wow.
In September. It's early.
Wow.
Big game. This is like all the other games. Yeah, we care about winning non-conference games, but this counts as a conference game to the Celebration Bowl. You got Central coming off a big win against A&T. Everybody, we just blew out BMI like we were supposed to do.
Yeah.
2 offense was going. Everybody got Central blowing us out. And I'm not trying to be a homer. I don't think we're gonna get blown out. We played a bad game against Hampton. Not taking anything away from Hampton, but them boys were dead against Hampton. Everybody else we played from East Carolina, the FAM, everybody else we played close games. And we can do what we're supposed to do. My takeaways from them games is like we got to stop the run for us. And whoever's that quarterback, whether it be Jalen or Otto, you got to let them make some plays. We can run the football, but our quarterbacks, like at VMI, they let our quarterback make some plays. He threw for 200-something yards. Receivers did what they were supposed to do, blew them out. We just got to make the play. On the vice versa for Central, they got to keep Walker Harris going, and they got to stop us from running the football. Because if they can't stop us from running the football, we're going to try to run 400 yards. So I think it's going to be a physical game. I really hate playing this game so early because it's a game where you might get some guys injured. It's going to be physical. It's going to be a physical football game. There's going to be some hitting. There's going to be some old linemen going to be hit. It's going to be a physical game. And I got it as a low-scoring game. I got us coming out on top, me personally. I got us coming out on top maybe 24-21 or 2017, something like that. I think we got a spark against VMI. And I think such a high of coming off a game against A&T, them boys got to find that energy to come see a conference game. This is a conference game. Get a classic game. This is a conference game. So that's how I feel about it, about the game. Might be a little homer in me, but that's how I feel about it.
Yep. I can see that. I can see everything you're saying. I can partly agree with. I think Central coming off of the big game against us, it's a big rivalry game. They could have a little letdown, but I think the big thing in this game is going to be it may come down to turnovers. Whoever make the critical mistakes and turnovers, that could what the game could turn on. Because like I'm thinking, if y'all can stop them from running, but you also need to get some pressure on the quarterback. If you make him move off his spot, I think he's not as good. You can put some pressure on him and make him move off his spot. He has to move, you'll have a better shot. But the first thing I do is stop the run. So I think this game, I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I think as long as there's not a lot of crazy turnovers and stuff like that, it could be a close game. I don't know who's gonna win. It's kind of a toss up to me. If it was at y'all's place, I may give y'all the advantage. But since it's a neutral site game, that's the crazy part about it. And MSC it's a big game because y'all only play 5 conference games. So if you only play 5, this is a big game this early. So, I think it's all gonna come down to turnovers and, who can control the ball and maybe make some people do some stuff they don't want to do, like y'all getting pressure on their quarterback and making him maybe get off his spot. But I think it's gonna be a tight game. I don't know the scope, but it's gonna be tight.
Yeah.
This test starts this Saturday, fellas. I like Central's defense. Let me be biased again. I like Cole Jones. I like what he brings to that central defense. So going with Pops, it's the turnover battle. Win the turnover battle. Silly mistakes can't happen. As long as it's a 3-yarder cloud of dust, y'all in there. If you turn into a match in the telephone booth, y'all stay in there. Anything when y'all start to play outside yourselves, that's when the mistakes happen. So dominate the time of possession, dominate the clock. Go ahead.
It's also gonna come down to like what quarterback's gonna make plays, because you're going up against our secondary is probably one of the best secondaries in the FCS. We already got like 7 picks on the year already.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of about I don't know what quarterback is gonna play for us because Otto is back, and coach hasn't said who gonna play. So Otto was preseason MEAC first all MAC quarterback returning. Jalen's been playing well. I don't know who's gonna play. But then you got Walker, whose play has been kind of up and down. I also think what quarterback can make the throws when needed to make a throw, like on the 3rd and 7. How many third downs you can convert, 3rd and longs you're gonna convert and stay on the field? Because both, you're talking about 2 coaches who know each other well. They coach with each other. Trey was Odom's defensive coordinator at Southern. The whole staffs know each other. So you're not gonna surprise anybody. It's really gonna be about who's gonna execute the best. To me, who's gonna execute the game plan the best.
Yeah,
you're
that's
not gonna
correct.
surprise either team about what you're doing.
That's correct. They run the same defense.
Run the same defense.
Basically, they run the same defense. So yeah, it's going to come down to execution, and like I said, 3rd down is going to be big. If you can get off the field on 3rd down, it's going to be bigger. The team can convert the most 3rd down, probably and win the game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the next one, got to talk about Hampton, William and Mary. This is, to me, a litmus test. I ain't think y'all got to beat William and Mary because they are the 12th ranked team in FCS, even though I don't like them rankings. But so y'all go there and keep that game close. I think that tells me a lot that Hampton might have some waves in the CAA, because every team in the CAA ain't William and Mary. Like it's some other teams that ain't like William and Mary, which I think y'all can go beat William and Mary personally. You don't got to travel as far as ride the streets, so ain't like you doing some long travel or nothing like that. And if y'all offensive line can control the line of scrimmage and run the ball like y'all been running the ball, and zealous don't turn the ball over, I think y'all give yourself a chance into the game to be right there. And that's really, when you're on the road, you just want to not let the atmosphere take over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'd give y'all a better shot than many. Then go to William and Mary and play good and win that game, because, like I said, if you don't turn the ball over and you get Elijah Burris going and run that football like y'all been running the football, hey, anything possible in my eyes.
Yeah. Well, what has changed? What has changed this crop turnover is that what we've seen is defense in a lot of these games is keeping that. I know the glasses have been on, or the magnifying glass has been on, like the offensive output, but defense has been like pretty stout early this season. It's not too many shootouts. We get into this early in the year, which is a nice sign to see early. Because even when say if we get into we match up with a team like William and Mary, who has dropped 40, who has dropped 34, who have dropped a lot of points, puts a lot of points on the scoreboard, it fares well that we are used to playing that. Yeah, we have the offensive output, but we can create turnovers too. We can get off the field on 3rd down, or 3rd down. So it helps, and to know that we do have some defense for that support in our back pocket. So I like our chances. Not saying that it's a guaranteed dub, but it feels a lot better going into this weekend than it has in the past.
Yeah, and I agree with that. To me, this is the deal. William and Mary doesn't do anything spectacular. They run the ball, they take shots down the field. If you can eliminate the big plays on them and make them have to just grind it out, I think Hampton could be right there. Especially the defense, like I said, they're playing a lot better. People haven't said a lot about it, but they can eliminate Don't give William and Mary any big plays, and the offense been cutting down on all the turnovers and the way they've been running the ball, and you can run it. And then Zealous even been throwing it because you can run it. You can always play action pass.
Always.
If you can keep William and Mary from getting any big plays and make them run the ball, because their quarterback is the one that runs the most, and that one running back he got, he's just a big straight ahead, grind it out type of joker. He's not no game breaker. The only game breaking runner they have is the quarterback. So if you can eliminate any big plays, Hampton got a good shot to win this game. I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna pick. I don't know if they're gonna win it. It's at William and Mary, but if we don't have create no turnovers, they can keep no turnovers and don't give up any big plays. They could be right there with a shot at the end.
Yeah,
but I don't think William and Mary is that good personally.
Me personally, I don't think that.
And I could be wrong, but
This
just
is not
looking at them,
not the William and Mary team of 2 years ago. That team he had on winning that championship, that team was really good. I give him credit. That team was really good. I don't think this is one of Mike London's
best teams.
They got a bunch of seniors that execute really well. They don't beat themselves. They don't beat themselves. So the teams that play them can't beat themselves. If you can stop from beating yourself and make them no big plays, make them have to grind that ball down on the field, and you can get them off. You can get them off the field on third down, and you can do that. And the closer you can stay with them, and long the game get down to the end of the game, Hampton got a chance to win that at the end of the game. I give them a good shot, a lot better shot than I gave them any other year. I wouldn't be surprised if Hampton won. I want them to win. I'm rooting for them.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say they are going, but I wouldn't be. If somebody said Hampton won that game, I wouldn't be shocked.
Like I said, I think this is gonna show people this is a different Hampton team than years past.
And if Hampton could win it, it's gonna springboard them into. I think that could springboard them into a really big CAA season. They could win this. They could win this game. That'd be big.
William and Mary, then if you beat William and Mary, then you got other teams that's not ain't near that level. I mean, some of them I would give y'all a great shot against a Townsend, a Richmond, teams like that. They're not that good. You know what I'm saying? So the cream of the crop in the CAA right now is probably what Richmond and Delaware. Not Richmond, but Delaware and William and Mary.
Delaware and Villanova may be the best two teams. And Delaware don't even, it counts as a loss, but it's not. They can't win the conference championship. Villanova is probably the next best team, probably. And I don't think Hampton plays Villanova this year. We don't usually play Villanova.
No, we do. It's on the
y'all playing them?
Second. Yeah, on the second.
Okay, so they play. See, they're in a different group. We don't play Villanova,
but they got to come to y'all though. Got to come to Hampton though. That's you want to play some of the better teams at home.
There you go. Yeah. So if Hampton can get this win at William and Mary, if they could pull this off, that could catapult their whole season.
Yeah.
Because you could beat them and they turn around. I'm just speaking ahead. They beat them and they end up ending the season at 7-4, something like that. You 7-4, say you should get a playoff. You should get a playoff berth. If you can win 7, let's say 8-4. Be 7-5. 7-5, you could, but 8-4, you definitely would. Yeah. But 7-5 with a win over William and Mary, according to how William and Mary do, that could get you in.
Yeah.
So it's a big game. If Hampton, put it this way, if he could beat William and Mary at William and Mary, not this conference else, that man got you can't fire him. You can't fire him. If you win that game, that's his job.
Yeah, we put it in black and white.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if he beat William Mary, you got to get that man that job.
Yeah, now we putting things in black and white at that point.
Yeah, you got to go ahead and say we going ahead. He's gonna be the coach. You might well go ahead and say it, already announce it.
Yeah,
I would.
If he beat William and Mary at William and Mary, shoot. That's somebody y'all hadn't beaten. I don't think y'all beat them before. It's been a long time if y'all have beat them.
It's been a long. I think they said
you probably beat them back in the day because if they played you.
2007.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they beat them back in the day. Yeah, but if he can win that game and almost a top 10 ranked team, you got to get a man the job. Yeah.
So Pops, before I get you out of here, I know you don't watch it much, but I do want to get a take on some of the FBS teams, the SEC teams. I know we talked about it. I said, well, first of all, I already told you before. I said Texas, I think, is the best team in the nation. I think Steve Sarkisian has built him a team. He's been building this team, and them boys is like on every level, really, really good. I think Texas remind me of some of them old Alabama teams. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of them old Alabama teams with a better offense. like that's what Texas remind me of. But take Texas out of it. A team I'm starting to like a lot for the SEC is Tennessee. I like Tennessee.
Okay.
I like the quarterback. I like that team a lot. I think this might be the first year you don't see a Georgia. You know, they got no divisions. I don't think it's a set in stone that Georgia's gonna be there again. Georgia, Alabama's gonna be there again.
One of them gonna be there
in the SEC championship game. You think so?
Georgia. Okay, I think Texas is the best team in the SEC.
And
I think Texas is the best
this year. The top two teams go.
Yeah, so Texas is either gonna be Alabama. I still, it's hard for me to say that Alabama or Georgia won't be there. It's hard for me to say that. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Tennessee have the kind of team they had when they had Hooker there at quarterback. I don't know about their defense. I know they can score points, but what can the defense do?
They play good against Oklahoma. Well, Oklahoma is Oklahoma, though.
Oklahoma. That's not Georgia, and that's not Alabama. Because one thing Georgia can do, I'm not impressed that much with Georgia's offense, but their defense is them boys is nice.
Okay, now, but this is what get me nervous about Georgia. Because Georgia could go to Texas. They got to go to College Station. If they offense not on, Texas A&M got a defense. And you get into one of them games like you played against Kentucky, you might lose that game. They could have lost to Kentucky.
And that's been my problem with Georgia being there in the end is that. Well, I mean, not for nothing. Kentucky ain't no slouches. They can clip somebody. They can clip somebody this year. But you still expect Georgia, especially with the power rankings before the season got kicked off. We already assumed that Georgia going to be there at the end. Now, as the season has shown us, is that hey, they got some chinks in that armor. Now, let's say your boy, I forgot the quarterback's name. But let's say your boy is having an off day.
Who Carson Beck?
Yeah, who's to stop A&M from taking them off the board? I mean, this is coming from somebody that I don't believe that
they got to play Ole Miss too. Can you count on Carson Beck to outduel
Jackson Dart? No, I don't. I don't have him outdoing Nico from Tennessee. If you catch Jalen Moreau that played Wisconsin, I don't have him outdoing him neither.
Before you go far, the reason why I say Alabama beat now, if Alabama beat up on Georgia, the Alabama and Jalen Moreau is the truth. Because what he did at Wisconsin, if he did that against Georgia,
I don't know about Wisconsin, but I think Alabama gonna beat Georgia. Because to me, that Beck kid, I don't see it. I don't see what everybody's seeing. I don't see it. I don't know what. I don't see it. I don't think it's that good. And so, like to Kenny's point, I don't think that when Georgia's on the road, they real vulnerable on the road, which I ain't never seen a Georgia team like that. It may be hard to beat them. I ain't say you can't beat them in Athens, but the way they look on the road, they could have some struggles. And I wouldn't be surprised if Alabama go in there and beat them, and it may be not as close as people think it's going to be.
They got to come to Tuscaloosa. They came in Alabama.
Oh, shucks, yeah. It could get away from. I wouldn't be surprised if Alabama beat them by 2-3 touchdowns.
Because you said, but then you also said that Jalen Moreau reminds you of Dak, though, too, at Mississippi State.
Yeah, he does. And I'm telling you, like to Kenny's point, though, Beck, I'm with him on Beck. Beck ain't all that to me. So if he ain't on his game, and if they can make him move a little bit, and their offense don't have the people that they had before, and I don't think Beck is all that good of a quarterback to me personally. So if Alabama defense can hold up, the thing that's going to help Georgia more than anything, Georgia got a good defense. But if the offense can't move the ball, it's hard to hold up against somebody all game. A good team.
And then like Georgia plays South Carolina.
How about and you reading my mind? That's the only saving grace that's keeping Georgia from being like a possibly 3-loss team this year is that they don't play South Carolina this year. Yeah. That's the only thing holding back. Now they're gonna sit and wait for South Carolina to clip teams like Tennessee. I think Bama still got to play them.
Maybe Bama got to come to South Carolina and play.
He said Auburn. Teams like they're gonna wait for other teams for South Carolina because South Carolina gonna clip one of them. You can mark my words on that.
I'm more interested in. I'm with my dad that Alabama, Georgia could not be close. I think Alabama and Tuscaloosa might can really put it on Georgia. The game that's going to be tough is they play South Carolina later in the year in Columbia at night, supposedly. That could be a game. South Carolina ain't no slouch. And you got to go to, and did they beat somebody last year? Spencer Rattler beat somebody in Columbia last year.
They beat, I think you think about Clemson.
They beat Clemson in the last game. They beat Clemson. So, but the quarterback hurt right now, so
yeah,
they got to get the quarterback back. But you can go by. You can't really go by equivalence. But South Carolina beat the brakes off Kentucky. They beat the brakes off Kentucky, and Kentucky really had Georgia beat. They had them.
So that's what I say about Georgia, because Georgia got to go to Ole Miss and play Ole Miss.
Ooh.
And can you score enough points? Because Ole Miss gonna score. Can you score enough points?
Yeah,
that's another thing. And Ole Miss is sitting right there at I think it's I forgot which week it is, but it's one of those first weeks in November where Ole Miss plays Georgia. They sitting there ready, right for the picking to clip again another SEC team. It's prime. There's a lot of I don't want to say sticks in the grass, but there's a lot of what you want to call them, underrated games where these teams may not make it out of them.
But you see how we're talking about everybody else. This is why I think Texas is the best. I don't see none of these teams if Texas is on beating Texas.
Well, that's scared.
I don't see nobody besides maybe Bama making it even close for Texas. I think Texas kind of runs through people. All of their defense is fast and strong. They fast as I don't know what on offense.
And they got 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah. I don't.
They legit got 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah. They can go to Tennessee and say, okay, Tennessee, you want to score points? We can score points too. But you ain't going to score that many on us.
Yeah.
I don't when they went in the big house and beat the brakes off Michigan, I was like, oh, them jokers is I know Michigan might not be that good, but they still went to Michigan and beat the brakes off of them. They won the championship game last year. I mean, they got the playoff last year. Went to Alabama, beat the brakes off Alabama. People forget they went to Alabama and get Nick Saban and beat the brakes off them boys.
Yeah.
He built that team. That team is working out. That's all I'm gonna say. It's working out.
He been recruiting the SEC players even before they got to the SEC. So when they come in there, they could come in their first year in the SEC and win the championship.
Yeah.
Ooh. I can see it. Easy.
Yeah, them boys. But
the thing about the SEC, if you have a bad day, somebody will mess around and beat your butt. Even Oklahoma, heck, Vanderbilt will scare somebody on the right day.
On the right day, scare you.
Yeah. It's hard in that SEC. So if your stuff ain't right,
they still got to play Oklahoma team too.
Yeah, if you ain't right, Tulsa, Oklahoma's always crazy. But if you ain't, you got to be really consistent and focused in the SEC, because you don't, like you said, going to South Carolina, you got to go to Tennessee. Because when Tennessee get hot and stuff, they start scoring and that thing starts snowballing on you and steamrolling. It's hard. It's hard to shut stuff off when they start rolling.
Yeah.
Now, just to mention, as you mentioned, their last game of the year for Texas is at College Station. Now, just looking at their schedule, what's left? Mississippi State, Oklahoma, Georgia, Arkansas, Kentucky, but there's no outside of Georgia and Texas A&M. I'm looking at it. There's nobody that really puts excuse my French, the fear of God in you. There's no LSU lingering, lurking in the field. There's no South Carolina lurking in the field. They don't even have Bama on their regular season schedule. So there's outside of Georgia and maybe A&M. That's kind of where I can see Pop's point, where they can be sitting there ready, and mind you, at full health, come SEC championship game.
I think like I said, I like Mizzou, and I was kind of podding the last time we talked, but realistically, Texas, it's probably gonna be Texas versus Bama again in the SEC championship game. Because I really like what I saw them play Wisconsin, and if they do what they did then, if Jalen Monroe can throw the ball like that, they're gonna be hard to beat. They're gonna be hard to beat.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard. Yeah, like you said though, Texas outside of Georgia and Texas A&M, if they just play like they can play, it's gonna be hard. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. I don't see nobody beating them. If Georgia or Texas A&M don't get them, it's gonna be.
You just got to get past the emotions of the Red River Shootout because you know that game is an emotional game at the Cotton Bowl or at Jerry World. So you got to get your emotions in checks and do what you're supposed to do there. But yeah,
Oklahoma is okay, and they'll be sky high. But long as you don't, once you get by that first little ebb, and they may get ahead. When they go down and start playing, Texas just gonna grind them.
It's too much. Yeah,
it's too much, and the defense gonna, and the defense gonna grind them, and the offense start rolling, and then the defense start. It's gonna be rough.
But yeah, and like Pop said, you got two QBs rolling. I mean, I know everybody is ready to crown the little Manning down there, but your boy Quinn. I think you even had him in the Heisman race in one of our pods. Like Quinn was rolling. Rolling.
Yeah, when he healthy, he gonna be the quarterback. But no, but even if he down, Manning can play good. He can run the offense good enough.
Nothing changes.
Nothing changes.
Yeah.
Real good. Truth be told, Manning is more athletic than him, which is crazy to say. A Manning is more athletic.
He's more athletic than he is.
He popped more athletic. He popped off what was like a 40, 50 yarder.
Yeah, 50-yard run, 50-yard touchdown. So yeah, like injuries can change a whole lot of this, but Texas still got the deeper team.
Yeah,
and if you got two quarterbacks, then
like I'm a guy. I like the offense, but that defense that I saw in Michigan, them jokers is big on the defensive line, and them fools is fast. They like the linebackers are fast, and they hit everything. Michigan has ran the ball on everybody since. They couldn't run worth nothing. And then the offensive line, Michigan probably got the 2 top defensive tackles coming out this year in the draft.
Yeah.
And they pushed them
They blew them off the ball. They blew them off the ball.
Like that in the trenches, that's where he recruited SEC talent. That in the trenches, that offensive line, defensive line is nice. Especially because them 2 defensive tackles, like I said, for Michigan, are probably on draft for the top guys in the draft. And you wouldn't even know it in that Michigan. They pushed them boys out the way and ran it down their throat.
When you can run it and throw it when you want to, it's hard to be the team can run it when they need to run it, and then throw it when they need to throw it. You got a problem.
Oh, the only thing that was stopping that game from being a barn burner was the fact that it was just penalties. That was it. That was the only thing that was holding that Texas offense back was just penalties.
Yeah.
So when like Pop said, you can take the roof off and punch you in the gut. What?
Yeah. What you gonna do?
Too much.
That's demoralizing right there. But somebody can run on you when they won't run on you, and they can throw it when they want to throw it, and you can't do nothing about it. That messed you up right there. That messed you up right there.
It was one of those games where the coach was just like, "Well, hell, what you want me to do?"
Call.
Yeah,
there ain't nothing in my playbook. There ain't nothing in my playbook for 330, 340-pound jokers up and down your defensive line. There ain't nothing in my playbook for that.
Yeah, ain't nothing you can do. What you gonna do? There's nothing you can do. Then they're faster than you. They're stronger than you. Yeah, ain't nothing you can do.
Well, Pop, I appreciate you stopping by. Talking
anytime.
Sports. I know a lot of people in the HBCU spaces. We're starting to grow that community, and people are starting to hear it. I think sometimes some people need to hear another perspective because like me and I know the comments gonna fly for what you said about the swag, but I don't care. I'm gonna say it too. Sometimes they need to hear from East Coast folk about what football looked like because sometimes the swag Lulu. They love their teams. I would say they fanfare. They love their teams. But when we talking football, sometimes it don't compare. So I'm sorry. Sometimes it
No,
don't compare.
no. It's a reason. I hate to tell them that. I know I ain't saying I like some of the SWAC schools, no Graham, how they
Reason they
playing,
won 3
but
celebration bowls.
but it's a reason why FAMU came into the SWAC, and other than for Dion, they wouldn't have lost. Wasn't for Dion, they wouldn't be lost a SWAC game.
Mm.
They was
And
finishing.
FAMU
They was finished at the bottom
and
of the
FAMU
MEAC.
know they'll talk that noise, but they know they wasn't winning like that in the MEAC. But they went first year since they've been in the SWAC. They hadn't one for Dion. Them jokers have been undefeated. That
Says a
tell you
lot about
that tell you a lot right there on it. That says a lot.
You know what I'm saying? Then SWAC MEAC challenge. This is the first year they won back-to-back SWAC MEAC challenge ever.
So
And they
it
won a
is what it is.
celebration bowl for the first time. They won twice. Fam and Grambling only
Grambling,
won one.
Grambling won one, which they wouldn't have won it. It wasn't for that guy doing something stupid for Central. But Grambling won one, and now FAM won one. And FAM basically an MAC school.
So you read between the lines on that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah, Pop Prince coming through. Kenny, we're gonna take a little break. Me and Kenny gonna come back, talk a little NFL football. So just stick tuned with us, okay? And we back. You know what I'm saying? I always gotta appreciate Pops coming through with the HBCU takes, man. If you like HBCU football, like we like HBCU, you want to learn, definitely listen to that last segment. We really dive deep in HBCU football. It's like a world within its own. You know what I'm saying? That's what I tell you. It's like you got HBCU football, Power 5. It's like a world within its own. You know what I'm saying? If you got one in your town, stop by. It's a great time. Great town, great food.
Hey man, you talk about entrenched. It's just entrenched tradition, entrenched family, entrenched culture, and it's celebration, and we just so happen to play good football. So it's a good time, man. Like Hannah said, the vibe is there, the time is there, and you've seen a quality sport at a collegiate level. So check it out, bro.
Yeah, man. So let's talk about a little bit more college football. Let's keep talking about a little bit more college football.
Let's do it.
Friday, Miami versus Virginia Tech is at Miami. Miami's going to win this game. Vice versa, though. This game with Tech on a Friday night at night.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Blacksburg at night.
Yes, sir.
It's different.
They
might not be the Freddie Beamer team of old, but it's still something about going to Tech at night that hey, sometimes strange things happen, bro. Yeah. Strange things happen.
Now,
in Miami, so they got to worry about that. I just want to let people know because I grew up on that Tech at night.
Yeah. And this is one of the most storied, I guess you could say, ACC rivals. I mean, probably since Tech left the Big East.
Yeah, Miami and Tech came the same year. And they ran the ACC for like what, 5-6 years?
Yeah,
Tech for like 4. With Tyrod and them, and then Miami had their time. So you're talking about old Big East rivals that came to ACC and really have been until Clemson reign started.
Yeah,
they were the cream of the crop.
The state and all them start popping off. Yeah. This is what I say, because outside of Clemson, this is probably the most competition Cam Ward gonna see in the ACC. Right or wrong?
Ooh, let me look. Hold on, keep talking. Let me look at the ACC.
Right or wrong? Okay. No. Let's put a pin in that.
Boston College is scary. Boston College is scary.
Oh, yeah, physical. But I don't think it's enough to keep up with Cam.
Syracuse, the ACC low-key got Miami got the best team. I think Clemson gonna get it. Miami has the best team in the ACC. But you still got Syracuse, who with that new coach look really good.
Mm-hmm.
Boston College and Bill O'Brien are a physical football
team. Yeah.
And they can beat anybody anytime.
That's where I'm saying to win a shootout, you got to bring guns too. You can't just say, I'm gonna show up to my shootout and we just gonna maul you to death. We just going.
It's not like
Texas. You can't show up to a shootout thinking it's gonna be a fist fight.
Yeah, it's not like Texas and the SEC. How I feel about Texas. I feel like it's like Miami and everybody else. It's kind of like a little bit closer. A little bit closer because the ACC don't have great teams, but they got good teams. That makes sense.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
But,
yeah. So.
Yeah.
But no. Okay. So even if I were to grant you your Syracuse's, I was to grant you. You said Boston College as well. Virginia Tech, quality football team. Quality football team. I'll give you that much. Not enough. Not enough. Not enough. Now, but giving it now that we going into that October spooky Halloween season, and
it can happen.
And it's a full moon outside, and
if it was on the road, I would pick Tech. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
if Miami had to go to Blacksburg at night, I would have picked Tech.
I was about to say the stars align, and you stepped on the crack. Your mama's back is now broken. Everything that could happen happened. That's when I could see an upset. Not today. Not today.
If it wasn't in Miami, I think it would be like they got to go.
Yes.
And not.
Yeah.
Like
somebody might storm the field.
Like Tech always beat, even when they ain't been good, always beat 2 or 3 teams they're not supposed to beat.
Yeah.
They done messed up NC State chances to win the ACC a lot of times. So, but it's in Miami. I think you get now the college season.
Not to say. Go ahead.
I think now you get to the college season now where where the game is played at matters too. Who wants to go to LSU at night right now?
No. Because we're starting to get back into that old parody type of college football where the setting stays. It's like Penn State on a whiteout night. You ain't trying to do that.
Want to talk about it? Illinois, Penn State.
Yeah. Because I'm done with Miami and Tech. Let's go.
Illinois, Penn State. Hold on. I think I don't get me wrong. Usually the primetime games they do is a whiteout game. When they play 7:30 on NBC. Illinois versus Penn State. Illinois coming off big wins. They beat Kansas. They beat Nebraska.
Yeah.
Now you got to go to Penn State and that whiteout. I don't know how Jokers play it. I played them the video game. It's like a sea of just you can't even see it. Like it messed up the equilibrium. Like what the heck? Like you talking about what 70,000 wearing white?
Yeah.
At night,
and you can't hear nothing. Don't let them boys get rolling early. You can't hear nothing. Nothing is your friend. The refs are even lying to you at that point. There's no ally you have on that field.
They basically got Penn State as a 3-point favorite, 3 touchdown favorite. I think that's kind of high.
I'm saying I think they just lost one of their safeties for the season.
Who, Penn?
Yeah, Penn State did. I think Kevin Winston is his name. I might be misquoting that, but I still don't think it's enough to where they're gonna notice the hit, but they still got enough talent just in that front seven alone that it'll make up for the lacks in secondary. So I still got Penn State winning this game.
Close game or blowout?
Close.
Yeah, I get about maybe 10 points.
Yeah, I was about to say 10 points. I was about to say 7 to 10. 10 is the max.
Yeah,
10 is the max.
Yeah, 10
and that's with like a late turnover, and they just settle for a field goal just to get them off the field.
Yeah. Big 12 matchup. You got Oklahoma State going to Kansas State. Ranked opponent. Kansas State coming off a loss to was that Arizona that beat them? Or was it somebody else? Hold on. BYU beat the brakes off of them. This game,
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
yeah, it's a noon game at Kansas State. So now, like, I'm just looking over the schedule and where some of these games is played. We'll have to get into it, but this Big Ten got about to get interesting when some of these games is played. But Kansas State, Oklahoma State, Big 12 matchup. The Big 12 is wide open. I still think Arizona and Utah could be in the championship game. But these are like the next level teams for me. Oklahoma State probably got the best running back in the country, and Ollie Gordon. Kansas State is Kansas State. You know what they're gonna do. They're gonna punch you in the mouth and play good defense.
I know what they play that good old boy football, that good old boy brand of football. We ain't gonna, cloud of dust, man. That's where we gonna make our money at. But where Boise at again? Remind me. That's
Boise
Mountain West.
Mountain West. Talking about the
Mountain
conference.
West, yeah.
They're in the Mountain West.
Yeah. Okay.
They playing Washington State at Boise. They're gonna beat the brakes off them. Washington State ain't that good to me. Yeah, Kansas State is a 5-point favorite. So it's a toss-up. Early morning game on ESPN, 12 noon, right after game day. Just saying. This is where I'm gonna tell you this game, and it's not to say who's gonna win. I think USC is gonna beat Wisconsin because it's at USC.
Yeah.
I'll pick it down the road. So now I want to click on USC and see their schedule. USC got a good team, right? But now you're talking about getting into October. They're from California. You got to go to Minnesota. Minnesota play outside. I think these California teams can get clipped by teams that ain't that good. You got to go to Maryland mid-October. Maryland
playing good football too.
Huh?
Maryland playing good football.
They did USC a favor because USC don't got to go to Iowa this year or got to go to, they went to Michigan and lost already. But they don't. I want to see how the Pac-12 teams, besides Washington and Oregon, I think they can. I don't know. I still want to see it. I want to see what it's like when the Pac-12 teams got to go to the Midwest and play at noon in 30-degree weather. So really, it's 11 o'clock Eastern time. It's 11 o'clock Central time because the game kick off at noon on TV Eastern time. You're talking about a California team coming to play at 11 a.m. in the morning.
Mm-hmm. They ain't wiped the crust out their eyes yet. They ain't awake yet. Because that's probably still they probably still on Pacific time, which is a 1 or 2 hour difference still?
From them, yes, still about 2 hours. About 9 o'clock game? 9 o'clock in their eyes?
Never played no football at 9 a.m. You ain't playing no football at 9 a.m.
I'm just saying. I think they did a favorable schedule with some of the California schools. They didn't make them go to the Midwest and play Indiana at noon.
Oh, no one happened. Every year you think Indiana gonna do it. Indiana gonna clip somebody one year, I promise.
What's the other game? Louisville at Notre Dame. Louisville, 15th ranked team in the country. Got to go to Notre Dame. I like Marcus Freeman, and I think if the team like Marcus Freeman, need to win this game. Need to win it because Notre Dame can't afford to lose many games because they ain't no conference. So they're trying to get an at-large bid to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But they have to be one of the top teams. They need to win this game, in my eyes.
And I still got that sour taste in my mouth from when they lost to Northern Illinois.
I think Northern Illinois lost this week or something.
I still look at Northern Illinois like, that wasn't a good look. That wasn't a good look. So as you mentioned, they can't afford to lose nothing else. And mind you, they still got to play USC at the end of the year.
Yep.
Still got, they got Louisville this week, but still got to play USC at the end of the year. Still got to beat Georgia. Still got to beat a Georgia Tech team that that put a quality win up to begin the season. So you ain't got no much room to slip. I don't care how many points you put on Purdue a couple weeks ago. You still got to win. You can't drop nothing else.
Yeah, that's a fact. That is a fact. Who else we got before we get to the big game? Let's talk about it. Georgia versus Alabama.
Oh, we get straight to it. Let's do it.
In Tuscaloosa, 7:30 on ABC. Georgia, a 1-point favorite, basically means it's a toss-up.
Yeah.
We talked about it a little bit already in the last portion with my dad. I personally think Alabama wins this game by at least 17 points.
I got Carson Beck with 2 picks this game.
Yes.
I got Carson Beck with 2 picks this game. And with one being a pick 6.
I think Jalen Milroe goes for 300 yards total offense.
Oh, then we talking Heisman.
I think Jalen Milroe goes 200 on the 200 pass and 100 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, 2 by air, 3 on the ground. I mean, 2 by air, 1 on the ground. And I think he catapults his draft stock up. Like maybe not past Shador and all them, but like right there underneath. Like how Anthony Richardson kind of.
Yeah, shout out the draft board. Yeah. So with that, it's the problem with Bama, right, is that we know Jalen Milroe, but it's not very common that we know somebody that we don't know 2 or 3 or 4 names off that Bama offense. So, and this, I mean, we saying all this about Carson Beck and how we don't think, we think he pretty much gonna falter. But don't get it twisted. That Georgia defense is still legit. They still pumping about 3 or 4 first and second round draft picks off that defense right now, just off traits alone.
Yeah.
So that Georgia defense is still stout by all means. But again, we're predicting that Milroe gonna go out there and get his. But let's venture to the other side of that coin. Let's say it's a slow start for Milroe. Let's say it's a slow start. Who picks up the slack? Who?
I think you're gonna make a star. I think somebody gonna make him a star.
No, we're not talking about a Texas team where they got multiple options. We're talking about Bama.
I think somebody gonna make a star of themselves.
Got to.
I think somebody's gonna make a star of themselves. I personally don't think that. I'm not a big Carson Beck fan, man, and I don't think he can really lead. Now Etienne, great.
Yeah.
But I think if you can stop the run and make Carson Beck really throw the ball, I don't see it. I don't see what everybody else sees. Me personally.
Yeah. And that's a shared thought. I think outside of the play on the field, I think this is your first. I mean, Wisconsin was a good statement too, but for the head coach down for Bama, I think this is the one. This is the first feather you want to put in your cap. This is the one where you say, all right, I know I just came from Pac-12 football. Yeah, and I heard all y'all say, y'all talk all this junk how I can't coach big SEC football. This is the one.
Yeah.
This will
help you out a lot. We'll think about you different because you're talking about coming to Bama. If you can take down Georgia, that give you a lot of goodwill with the Bama faithful. Because I don't envy the man. He's taking over after a legend. They just named the field after Nick Saban.
Yeah.
It ain't easy to take after a legend. Kind of like how was it Gene Stallings took after Bear Bryant?
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
You're not taking over for a coach, taking over for a legend.
This is because I mean, if there's a place you want to go where you want to be like a tenured coach, a career college football coach, this is the place you want to go. I get that, but also that comes with that. This game, I don't I don't want to put too much too much on the shoulders, but this would turn the corner for your recruiting. This would turn the corner for buy-in for the players that you already have in your program. This turns the corner for transfers. Because mind you, this team already had to retool because they had a lot of people jump ship.
Yeah.
Well, whether it's from that running back room that hightailed it to Florida State, your secondary old boy that hightailed it to Ohio. This turned because right now they're looking at Alabama like, oh man, y'all ain't Bama of old. Y'all ain't Bama, the vaunted Bama team that we used to. Even during that, I want to say it was this game they played earlier this year. They was already saying one of Bama's earlier games. They were saying that, oh man, this Bama team look different. They ain't cut like that. They ain't cut like that usual cloth that we used to.
Yeah.
This game right here, and if you saying it's about like they have like a 17-point margin on them boys by the end of the game, oh yeah, all that changes.
I think it's close first half, then second half. I think they end up beating these boys like 34-17.
Walk them down. Yep.
Or 31-17, something like that. I think this. I'm not sold on Georgia. I'm not sold that Georgia is the dominant Georgia of old. I don't see it. But speaking of dominance, switching from college football, let's talk about somebody. Let's get this hate on. Let's get it on. Let's get this hate on.
Yeah, it's time to hate. Yeah,
if you didn't see it, good. You shouldn't pay for it.
You should have wasted your money.
Talk about Anthony Joshua, man. Let's talk about him, bro. Let's talk about Anthony Joshua, yo. You kept the belts for all them years. Everybody talking about how great you are, and every time you fought, ever since you beat Klitschko, every time you fought somebody with some real status,
thank you.
You've been getting put on the map. What are we talking about, man? It's not even losing decisions, bro. You're getting put on them. Your L's are KOLs. I know I said, you know what I'm saying? I don't like the undefeated track and being just undefeated all the time. No, this between being undefeated and taking talking about you. This between taking an L and getting put on your ass. It's difference.
Big difference. And I mean, it ain't much to say, but this nigga, excuse me, this fool, bro, he, I mean, you got dropped round one, right? You got dropped round one. Now we just looking at preparedness. You ain't even prepared. What did you learn?
I don't understand why he doesn't box. He always gets in his emotions. I think he's an emotional fighter. Anyway, Reeves, why would you sit there with that big dude and not try to take him into deep water, knowing that he ain't in shape? Usyk, okay, all right, I give you that.
But it's also the fact, like you come off of a Francis Ngannou win, which is like his first leap into like
trying to money grab, trying to make the
professional
money grab.
boxing.
Trying to get back the money that he lost for not coming to America. That's what he's trying to do. For not fighting Wilder. He's trying to get that money back from not fighting Wilder in Vegas.
It ain't gonna happen. So you still living up for him. It's still living off of legacy. Especially after Usyk beat your ass twice, there ain't much of an argument of why you ain't. That's where that champion road starts to get paved, right? Where you start hunkering down, like, okay, I took an L on a big stage. Even if the Andy Ruiz ass whooping didn't tell you that you should be like, okay, I took an L on a big stage. Now it's time to bounce back. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, after 4 L's, what do we? It ain't much road. It ain't much road to talk about now.
Now think about it, like. Your best night was Klitschko. You beat the older Klitschko. I give you that. To win all them belts. Then, like that other belt, that first belt you won, they gave that belt to that dude and made that fight for you to beat him. Charles Martin, I want to say. Charles Martin has been getting knocked out by everybody for like the past, 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
Then you go meet an older Klitschko. Mind you, these are all Fury belts. Fury just relinquished them. What are we talking about, man? Ever since then, you was fighting just number one contender scrub after scrub. Fought Dylan White. Now that you know what I'm saying, after holding the belts for the better part of what, 6 years?
Yep.
Losing to Andy Ruiz, but you should never lose to no dude like that in shape as you are. You should never lose. Then you turn around and you lose to what's he lose to?
Anthony Dubois.
That's who just lost to, right?
I say Anthony Dubois, just Dubois. So that's who he lost to this past weekend.
Yeah, like so then you get knocked, and then your losses you get KO'd. Like I don't know, overrated is what I'm thinking. The only word I can come up with, but that's what it sounds like to me.
It's very much that. It's he got that belt, he got those Klitschko belts and took them things on tour. Because the moment, and even when you try to escape the Wilder route, the truth it's always gonna be told. You know, when you go, when you in this sport, this in boxing alone, the truth always gonna be told. I don't care who you try to run from, it's gonna be exposed. So you try to evade the Wilder fight, get KO against Ruiz. Try to evade. Well, you had try to start a trilogy with Usyk on the come up. Split decision and unanimous decision. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Had a couple bounce back fights. You know what I'm saying? Ran into so and so, KO, so and so. You starting to put some traction together. We starting to get hyped up about maybe Wilder and Joshua we'll finally get this thing figured out. Then boom, Wilder gets dropped by Zane. He's out of it. Then Joshua was like, okay, well, maybe Joshua will still feel still feel like a debt is owed, and his resume will never be the same unless he fights Wilder still. So let's make Joshua fight Dubois, and he'll just spin it back and get Wilder afterwards because he still owes him that fight. That resume is still owed. On his resume.
Yeah.
Goes out there, gets cracked. But after a certain, because at least with Wilder, we can say he was a people's champion. He was a people's champion. We can at the very least, we can say he was a people's champion. Then duck no fades.
No. Yep.
We can at least say that about Wilder.
He went in there with Fury. What? 3 times? Twice?
Was it 3 times? So it was
3
KO.
times.
KO. I think it was KO
twice. And 2 KOs.
Yeah, 2 TKOs and decision.
And a draw.
Yeah, and draw. Thank you. So with that, we can at least say, hey, he went out on the shield. He made the fights happen. Yada yada. Joshua, it's either you getting packed up out your league, or you fought a scrub. What legacy are we left? That's even with you ducking the fight that we wanted to see.
Yeah.
We'll never see you versus Fury now.
Don't make sense for Fury.
It doesn't. Fury already did what he had to do.
You should have fought Fury before Usyk in England like they wanted you to.
Exactly. There's nothing left on your plate to get.
Nah.
Even when you try to old generator start up your career again, you had some traction.
Why did you duck every is it? I probably thought it was from motor, but now I'm kind of like, why are you ducking every big fight? Like you duck Wilder. I said, okay, now Fury's coming. Like, yo, we can do this again in England. Which let's do it at women. Yeah. Why are you not want to do the fight with Fury? Just for money reasons. Like, you want to? I don't get it, bro. I don't get it, bro. I don't get how he picks fights. I think he thought Dubois he'll get him out of here because he was talking crazy to him, and now you're crying for a rematch. Well, I wouldn't fight that fool again.
Yeah, and I don't know what voodoo that comes with when you sign up with a fight with His Excellency, but you go in there, you might I wouldn't put no betting money on it. So in Joshua's case, and with now that His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh, now he's a part of the game and he's one of the big controllers. He's gonna make the fights happen. The fights are there for Joshua, but I don't even see, because he had the whole play of Joshua will knock out the Wad, then we'll spin it back, we'll get the Fury fight. That was the grand design. Yeah. Now what's left? There ain't nothing for him to do. There's nothing for him to do. There's no end game now.
Because
and that's the whole point.
We wanted Jared Anderson to be up there, but he got KO'd, so it's kind of like, I don't know. Speaking of the ecstasy, I think you saw me send me something on Instagram or something like that. Was he wants to make fights affordable again for everybody?
Yeah. So when he's reducing the price point for just pay-per-views, because right now pirating pay-per-views is kind of eating really big into into fights right now, into the fight game. One, because the fans don't believe the fights are worth it, the cards are worth it.
They charge like $90, $100 a fight.
But here stateside, you can't convince us to pay for those fights. We barely know you guys, and especially y'all making all of these pay-per-view fights. Y'all don't even have y'all house together.
Yeah,
PBC, Top Rank, The Zone. Y'all don't even have y'all house together. Y'all don't even know where y'all want to post these fights at. So don't tell us that you're gonna just walk into my home for $90, $100. Man, get your stuff straight, because there's no way this fight should cost that much. Mm-hmm. So what His Excellency gonna do is he stomped in, say, hey, I'm gonna host a fight. I'm gonna give the fighters the price point that they want. I'm gonna take care of this promotion. I'm gonna take care of that promotion. Everybody's going to come to my table. Everybody's going to eat. Mind you, I'm already up a couple billion. So it ain't no sweat off. It ain't no sweat off my back. I'm just doing this for the love. When I get some bread off the back end, yeah, but I'm already up. So it don't hurt me at all. So what you did was introduce a player where the money isn't the end game. He's already up. And that's what put all these promotion companies on their back pockets. So if I have say so over running these, or how this fight or how this event is going to take off, if everybody's pocket is already full, let's prove it. Drop the price. Now, if I got this event, which main event is coming on at 7:30 on a Saturday night, I done made this event so convenient and so accessible and an entertaining card. Because mind you, every card that's been out there has been a stacked card.
Yeah.
We have seen Rolly Romero lose out there. We have seen Deontay Wilder lose out there. We have seen Fury lose out there. We've seen Anthony Joshua lose out there. So you talk about underdogs that have literally took the boxing world by shock when they lose, when they go to see when it's Real season.
Yeah.
Those are the events you want to tap into, because you don't know what's going to happen at the end of those events, at the end of those fights.
Exactly. It's like, plus, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, I don't mind paying 80 for something that's worth it. Some of these cards, if you're trying to like establish some people, if you go for a pay-per-view model, you got to give some fights for the 25, 30. If you're trying to build some fighters.
Because again, we don't know these guys. Outside of purists, we don't know these guys.
Yeah. And
to keep that same model of $80 and up for a cat that I'm not too familiar with.
Yep.
We're gone from the days of your Sugar Rays, your Haglers, your Hitmans, your Pretty Boy Floyds, Oscar De La Hoya, Sugar Shanes. These are people that we know. Champions running every which way. Everybody got a belt.
Everybody do got a belt.
And we don't
know. You got a bunch of champions out here that nobody knows who they are. It's crazy.
And that's the fault of these promotion companies stateside because y'all don't build these people. Y'all don't build these cats. Y'all don't build champions. Y'all build fighters. Y'all don't build champions. And there's a difference.
Yep. Like I said, man, I like some things he's doing. I like that he's lowering the price point. Anthony Joshua's trash. I mean, like, I don't know. It's like a fall from grace for him. Like, everybody thought he was the next big thing, and really, you just got some belts and ran. In my
took some belts on tour, man. He got not a true champion. Not a true champion in my book.
Yeah.
That's not a name I'm gonna mention 20, 30 years down the road.
Facts. You got any other hate you want to get off, or you think we had a little?
Let's see. I think I calmed down since I had because I was ready to drop the clip. I done calmed down now. I'm more excited into what's to come. I got the Bam and Boots card coming up in November. Your boy Deshaun coming up in November. Better Be Even Bibble.
That come up.
They come up in a couple weeks.
Are we recording then? Is that our next time to record? It is. I don't know, man. Might, you know what I'm saying? I might look out, man. We might turn the cameras on, see what's up.
Yeah, we'll do something live, bro.
We might turn the cameras on. Early little fight. It ain't late, so we can turn the cameras on. We think about it, man. We let y'all know. Let y'all know. We might turn the cameras on, have a little live boxing, show. Something for the family. We ain't did it in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Last time we did it was for the
messing with these boys out here. We'll turn on the live at 1 a.m. in the morning. You know what I'm saying? It's super late.
Nah, they do their ring walk at 7:30.
It changes the whole dynamic, bro. It changes. I'm putting
a fight ending, and you can hear the whole recap and like everything, and still watch. Maybe catch up on the show at 10 o'clock. That's
Bitter Beef and Bibble. They're staged to do their ring walk at 7:30 on a Saturday night.
Yeah,
just think about that.
That's after football is over. You can probably have a little both rocking, a little 2-screen action going.
You know what I'm saying? You still, even after that fight's over, you can still go back and catch what we was talking about, the Georgia Bama game that comes on at 7. You can catch the second half.
You can catch second half. Definitely catch 10 o'clock game, catch a West Coast game. If you want to.
Yeah, that's when you stay.
That's me. I'll be up. I'm still up. Watching watching the good Arizona State game, you know what I'm saying? Watching the Hawaii football, you know what I'm saying? BYU and them, I'll be out here. San Diego State versus somebody. I'll be out, man. College football is college football, bro. It just is what it is, man. But yeah, man, we got this hate off Anthony Joshua. I appreciate everybody rocking with us. Like I said, this is a little earlier episode. We're gonna drop this. If you're watching this is Saturday. Enjoy your football. Hope you watched it before football. But it's not even like you watching it. I know I'm saying a lot in the back end, but I'm just gonna drop this. Ain't gonna be no premiere. We're gonna drop it in the morning so y'all can get some football takes before football come on, man. And just keeping this thing rolling, man. Appreciate Pops coming through with HBCU football. Me and Kenny got some FBS stuff. I think I got a good sense on how we feel about some of these college teams. Pro, I know my pro fans. We're going to talk about pro.
I'm down.
It's only week, 4? It's early. We don't know who nobody is yet. We're going to come back with some mid-season takes. Jaden Daniels for my Commanders fans I told you.
And a lot of y'all mad because Sam Darnold been busting your favorite team ass earlier this season.
Yeah.
That's why y'all mad.
And y'all laughed at me in the offseason when I said Pittsburgh, but I told you. I said Justin Fields is. I'll be in that field. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to get into it. We're going to let the season rock a little bit, and we definitely get some NFL, but college is really rearing up. So we had to preview some teams before October. October's all about conference play, baby. It's trying to get to the playoffs now. Trying to get Celebration Bowl. Trying to get wherever you're trying to go in the postseason. Win whatever conference you're trying to win. This is what we're doing. That's why we had to hit it with our takes from the average guys you get only here on IDK Sports Podcast. Don't forget you catch us anywhere, anytime, on any platform. What you talk about? Amazon, Apple, iHeart, Spotify, anywhere. Type in IDK Sports, and we're there, right there. When you're there, do us a favor. Hit the follow button, man. Hit the follow button on YouTube. We come YouTube every Monday at 5 p.m. And look at us now. I'm dropping something on Saturday. I got my man on the camera Saturday. I got my father up Saturday on Thursday night just for y'all.
Don't say we can't do it, because we do it.
We got to do it for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because we out here with the community growing. We wanted to make sure that we still gave some good takes and had fresh takes. So I said, me and Kenny got together and we said, we got to do it. We got to get on the pod. We can't let another week go by.
We can't let a wedding stop us from giving y'all these takes.
Yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying? So, catch us anytime. Catch us on YouTube at 5 p.m. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notify button. Because if you hit the notify button, then I won't have to tell you I'm dropping the episode. Just drop it, you'll see it. So all you gotta do is just hit the button. And follow us right here. You see us scrolling down the bottom. Follow us at IDK Sports Pod 23 on Instagram, where we got plenty of things on there. Like we got Kenny's takes on Thursday Night Football, which most of his takes be even right now watching the game. New York is in the game because they're running the football. I mean, he said it. We got my man Ron with the parlays. He will be back next episode. I'm gonna make sure. He coming back.
He's celebrating marriage right now.
Not the next episode on Monday, but when you see us all together, it's a fresh pod. Yeah, no face to be here. All right. But shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? But we got that. We got the game. I got you on Saturdays with the game to watch. Kenny got you with the stardom or sit 'em. We dropped the power rankings, man. What more do you want? What more are you entertained?
You don't want no puppy. You want a big dog. That's what we here for, bro. We just heavy, man. Heavy content every day of the week, man. We got y'all. And mind you, just the average guys. What are we in? Just the average sports guys?
Average guys talking sports, man. Average guys just talking sports. That's what the whole platform is about. And like you said, when you're there, just hit the button, the follow, subscribe, share button. Tell everybody this is where you get your average sports takes from the average guy. I don't know why I'm messing that up so bad when I made the slogan. I don't understand that.
And I made it. It's a slogan, and I made it.
I don't know why, man. But don't forget, you can follow me at Anthony E. Gray. Follow my man Kenny at Finesse in the Gram. You know what I'm saying? Follow IDK Sports Pod 23 to get all the content that we drop. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us if you like the audio pod. We're everywhere with that. So, man, we're all the places. All you gotta do is type in IDK Sports Pod. And this was a good episode, but it's late. So till next time, man.